Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to go over all the most common suspension components repair that you're probably going to get done on your car in the lifetime of your car. And we're going to go over also the pricing, so you have an idea of how much it's going to cost eventually when you do end up needing that type of repair. All right, so we're going to start with number one, which is links. Okay, links are mostly going to be the most common repair suspension wise in any car, because they do have the smallest joints in any suspension. So these joints are probably going to take a lot of beating, and they're going to be the ones to go first. All right, so links, and then the complaint, the middle part is going to be the complaint. All right, so the complaint, most of these are going to be knocks over bumps and some small variations, but we'll go over them when we get there. So knocks over bumps, and it's always going to sound worse than it is. And this is going to be the approximation of the price to repair. So $200 to $300 for repair. And links, most of the time, compared to the others, are going to be done in pairs. It's very rare that somebody does one link. Usually they're pretty cheap, so you might as well do both of them. So $200 to $300, so around $100 for the parts or a bit more, and then $100 for labor. And then at the higher end, it's probably going to be 300, just depending. When we're going to go over all these repairs, it's going to be hard to estimate it, just because, you know, the car make, model, shop rate, and so on, and lots of other variations. But it's just a rough estimate on how much these cost. So if your estimate is, you know, double or triple, then, you know, maybe something's wrong there. But it's only going to be a small estimate. Of course, there's exceptions where, you know, links on maybe I don't know, a Lambo are probably going to cost, you know, $2,000, but we're not going to go over that. We're just going to go over the most common repairs, and then just the most common cars like sedans and SUVs and crossovers and all that. So, all right, so $300, and these you're probably going to do them at let's see, 80,000 kilometers to 100,000, and usually that's when the links are going to be due. If you're a Toyota, I know they push it pretty far. I mean, I've seen Toyotas where finally the OEM links are done at 150, and then you could replace them. And it's not always a good idea to go with like cheapest links, because then you might be replacing them prematurely. So yeah, I think for Toyota, the links were, depending on the car, I think were under $100, 120 each. But, you know, if they last 150,000 kilometers, then that's a pretty good deal. So, all right, number two, we're gonna go for so any lateral arms or control arms of this type. So just a regular control arm that like a straight one, and not the one that we're gonna see further down. Okay, same complaint, knocks over bumps. Sometimes they don't knock over bumps. Sometimes it's just gonna be a loose suspension. Loose suspension where the mechanic or technician has figured out or has inspected something wrong with the suspension, and what causes them to be loose is these bushings are worn, and either they're worn or torn, and then they cause the wheel to be loose, and then that's a safety issue. So that's where we have to go in and replace it. All right, so same thing, $200 to $300. These control arms are not too expensive. So $100 once again for parts, and then maybe $100 for labor. And like I said, there are exceptions to the rules where, you know, some cars, they could cost probably $400, $500, depending on the lateral arm that you're changing, or depending on the lateral arm that you're changing, if you do have to end up removing more stuff, and it takes more labor time. So yeah, most of these, the labor is going to be the one that's going to cost the most. All right, next up, outer tie rod. So outer tie rod, main complaint is going to be knocks over bumps when this joint here gets loose. All right, so for an outer tie rod repair, it's going to cost around $250 to $350. So that's going to include parts. So let's say parts, you know, a bit less than 100, probably, you know, 70. Really depends on the quality of the parts. Labor, it's not going to be that much. I think Labor is going to be an hour or less for shop rate, so 100 to 150, and then you're at the 250 mark already. And then the extra step for the outer tie rod, that's why it costs so much, is going to be an alignment. So the shop is probably automatically going to sell you an alignment at shop rate, which is probably 100, or what we used to sell it at was 129.99. And this is only going to be, so that number here is only going to be for one side. So one side of the outer tie rod to get it replaced for 250 to 350. And that's if you're not a mechanic, okay? And you're not doing your own work and you're not sourcing your own parts. So they're going to upsell you on the parts, the shop, and then they're going to tack on their labor, and then they're going to tack on the alignment, and then that's what you're going to expect to pay. 350 for one side. It could be a bit more, like I said, with car make and model, and then, but usually this is not really a big job. Like the worst case scenario, it's going to be this guy here. So this guy is attached to this guy on this side. Worst case scenario is going to be, I've seen it before, where this part is so seized that we might have to order like an outer tie rod as well, and then we just tack on an extra cost for the parts, and probably another 30 minutes for labor. So an inner and outer tie rod. But most of the time, it's going to be just an outer tie rod, just depending on your car's situation. All right, next up, number 4 is going to be outer tie rod. So once again, this is a loose suspension. It's not really a knockover bump. It's not what I've seen. Very rarely that a customer is going to complain for a knockover bumps. All the outer tie rods that I have caught, it's going to be a loose joint here, and that's from doing a regular suspension inspection, and that's how you catch those. All right, and then and the same thing with the outer tie rod. You might have to order an outer tie rod with it, just because if the outer tie rod is just as old as the inner tie rod, then might as well change them in pairs. But if you're only changing this, just that component, so it's going to be same thing. So 70 to 100 bucks for the part, 100 for the labor, because this does require a specialty tool, inner tie rod removal. It could require that, or they made a lot of tools to make this job easier, or you could just use a really big pipe wrench. And then they're going to tack on another 100 to 150, depending on the shop rate, for alignment, because you always need to align when you replace these components, so inner or outer tie rod. So you're going to replace with the alignment, and then it should cost you around 200 to 300. Really depends on the car make and model, but 200 to 300 for one side, and that's how much it's going to cost. So if you're doing both sides, it's probably 600 on the higher end, and then depending on what the shop lets you know, if you might need a outer tie rod as well, but that's just situational. All right, next up, number 5, sway bar bushings. These are probably the most rare. That I've only changed a few in my mechanic career. These rarely go, but when they do, it's going to be a knock over bumps. But the only difference here is going to be really situational knocks over bumps. So at a certain speed, at a certain angle where the suspension is going over bumps and so on. So the most common complaint with the sway bar bushings is going to be knocks over bumps on, the customer will say knocks over bumps sometimes, or occasional knocks over bumps. And if the suspension is all tight and we haven't found any loose joints like outer or inner tie rod, then I could, we inspect the sway bar bushings, and then usually we find them to be stretched out, and then we replace these, and then the complaint is fixed. All right, so this one has a really big range in the how much it's going to cost. So parts are pretty cheap for these. So 50 to 100 bucks. It could go up to 150 for the parts. They're just rubber bushings. They're not really too expensive. And then so there's no alignment needed on these. You don't need to align. The big problem here is going to be the labor. So the labor will vary. On some, let's say, a rear wheel drive car, front sway bar bushings are going to be pretty easy to do. as well as rear. The problem here is going to be any SUVs or front wheel drive cars where you're going to have to drop the subframe, and that's where most of the labor is going to be attached to. Dropping the subframe, and even probably disconnecting the rack and pinion, and as well as the intermediate shaft, and just to get to these sway bar bushings, because they are mostly tucked in, and sometimes that's what you're going to have to do. That's probably the worst case scenario, which is drop the subframe, and that's where the labor cost will shoot up, and it's going to go up to this range around 800. Really depends on the car make and model. All right, next up, number 6 is going to be ball joint bolted. So same thing, knocks over bumps. These are probably going to be the easiest ball joints to replace. We're going to go over the next one after. So 150 to 400, really. That's 150 is on the low end, really. 50 to 100 for parts, and then the rest is going to be labor, probably another 100 for labor, depending on shop rate, or 200. And then these sometimes, if it's not OEM, if it's not an OEM replacement, if you're getting aftermarket, then the shop is probably gonna force you to get an alignment. Because I've seen ball joints that completely ruin the drivability of the car. Like they're pretty cheap, and yeah, they just mess up the alignment completely, and then you're gonna have to get an alignment. But yeah, most of the time, if you do replace them with OEM, so the price on the parts are gonna shoot up, probably to 150 or 200. But you could you won't need an alignment most of the time, just because it's a direct replacement. And yeah. All right, next up we have so ball joint press. So same thing, but this time it's pressed. So you will we'll need a pressing tool, so a specialty tool for that. So compared to the bolted ball joint, the parts are going to be pretty cheap. So on the lower end, like I said, so 100 to 50 to 100 bucks. It's just the labor that's going to cost more. So 100 for the labor, even up to 250, and alignment as well if you're not replacing it with the OEM. So that's going to be just for one side. So it could go up to 350 depending on the shop. But yeah, that's how much it's going to cost. It's a bit more labor intensive because you're going to have to remove part of the control arm and part of the knuckle to make some room. So you would have room to press it out, press it in and press it out. Especially depending on the car you have, some ball joints are a bit harder than others. Like off the top of my head, I could think of the Subaru ball joints or Honda Accords, where the ball joint is facing towards the ground. So yeah, these are going to be a bit more expensive on the labor side. And then, like I said, depending if you're changing it with OEM or not, you might need an alignment or you might not. But most of the time, people are replacing it with aftermarket parts. Like every shops are replacing it with aftermarket parts, so they're gonna probably charge you an alignment, and that's why the cost is as high as this. So 350 on the high end for one side, and if you're doing both sides, then it could probably cost you 700 around. So yeah. All right, number 8 strut. So front strut, either a knock because of the shock absorber or a grind because of the top plate bearing, as well as like a crunching or metallic noise because of a broken spring. So these, most of the time we replace the whole strut assembly just to avoid any headaches. And they're relatively cheap. Okay, so these are probably going to be a big variation just because depending on how much the shop charges you for the strut. So if they get it at 100, they're going to sell it to you at 200. They're going to mark up the price. When I worked at the dealership, most of the time we charged the customers like 250 around for one side of the strut. Really depends on the car make and model, honestly. The strut assemblies are pretty good, are going to be pretty expensive depending on the car, especially on SUVs or crossover. They could easily cost 250 to 350 for one side, and then the markup for the shop is going to push it to 400. These are not really labor intensive, so probably 1 hour or 1.5 hours of labor, and then plus alignment. Oops. Probably gonna sell you an alignment as well for after he's done. Yeah, so these are always going to change the either the camber angles or the toe angles, so that's why you're always going to need an alignment, and that's why that price is so elevated. So around the range is going to be around 400 to 600 for one side. That's why when a shop quotes you two sides, you know, it's going to be over $1,000 easily for the labor and taxes. So and a lot of shops will recommend to change both sides because, you know, one side is done, so the other is not far off, but I never really followed that. So the only part I changed for both sides is the links. Other than that, you know, if that the other side is good, it's not leaking, it's not making any noise, then just leave it as is, because it could always last like a few more years until it actually goes bad. All right, and the last one, number 9, is the control arm. So same thing, knocks over bumps because of the ball joint and because of torn bushings, depending on what it is. So this is pretty hard to price just because the prices of the control arms vary so much. So if you have steel control arms, then prices are going to be pretty cheap, like 100, you know, to 150 per control arm. If you have aluminum ones at our shop, it was so hard to. So they probably sold it like for 200 or 250 each. And then for labor, it's not so bad. Probably 1 hour labor or 2 hours, depending on the car. If everything is seized and probably need a torch, then it's probably going to be pushing the 2 hour mark or a bit more. And as well, always after this, alignment, because most aftermarket tables, they're different weights, different dimension. Oh, not different weights. Sorry, they're different weights, different dimensions. And so they're always going to move the what's it called, the suspension angles and the toe angles on any car. So that's why we have to go in there and get an alignment. So that's why the price is just as elevated as the front struts. So 300 to 600, depending on the car, make, and model per side, and that's how much you're expected to pay when you're going to be replacing your control arms. Another one that I forgot to mention is going to be upper control arms, upper arms. So this one is just going to be a bit cheaper, but sometimes it's more labor intensive just because we have to, most cars with upper control arms, the strut is in the way, so you're going to have to remove that. So the labor is probably going to be just as much, and probably going to have to do an alignment as well, just because you change the angles on the suspension. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Yeah, hope you guys find it helpful. Hope you guys find it valuable. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.